Hello guys! In our last lesson we started working on the vocabulary related to schools. Since I know that you really miss your classroom, we are going to start our today's lesson by analyzing two photos that you can see on the screen from two different countries, classrooms in Finland and South Korea. By the way, Finland and South Korea came top of the list of the best state schools in the world. So let's discuss why these two photos are different, related to the classrooms, the students and the atmosphere that's portrayed. So let's see, what do you think? The classroom in photo B, we can say, is much more crowded than the classroom in photo A. Now, what about the teacher? The teacher in photo A is actively involved with the students. And in photo B, there seems to be no teacher and the students seem to be listening and writing things down. The students in photo A seem to be much happier than the students in photo B, I would say. What do you think? And all the students in photo A appear to be paying attention to their teacher, while in photo B, some students are looking ahead and others are looking at their books. So pretty much different situation here, and I would say that our classroom would also be a bit different. You may wonder now, why are the state schools in South Korea so different? Why are they the top schools in the world? Let's find out. There's a text, page 61 in your books, exercise 5, and it's actually the story about Korean schools from a teenager, just like you. So let's read the text together. Jimin is a high school student in Seoul, South Korea. She gets up at 6:30 a.m., eats a quick breakfast of rice and seaweed soup, gets dressed and walks to school with her friends. She gets on with all her classmates, but she doesn't meet up with them outside school because she's too busy with her studies. Jimin wears exactly the same clothes as the other girls in her school because school uniform is compulsory. When she gets to school, she takes off her shoes and puts on a pair of slippers. Jimin has an extremely demanding timetable. She studies 11 subjects, but she doesn't have time for non-academic subjects, so she has dropped PE, music and art. English is her favorite subject, and she's hoping to go to Australia in the summer and do a course in English. She has classes from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day after school, and she has extra lessons in a private academy. She has to do lots of maths exercises and learn long lists of English vocabulary by heart. It can be quite boring, but she never skips a lesson because her parents pay a lot of money to send her to the academy. Sometimes she doesn't get home until after 10 p.m. After dinner, she does her homework. When she has to revise for a test, she often carries on studying until 1 or 2 a.m. Of course, when it gets dark, she gets tired, but she knows that if she wants to get into university and get a good job, she has to work hard, get good marks, and pass all her exams. She wants to do English at university. Okay, if you need to read the text one more time, do it. And after you've done it, we can work on some true or false sentences. So, let's see. The first sentence, page 61, exercise 4. It says, Jimin has to wear a school uniform. What do you think? Is it true or false? Yes, it's true. Wearing uniforms is compulsory in her school. Number 2. She wears trainers in school. What do you think? It's actually a very interesting thing. She doesn't wear trainers. She wears a pair of slippers each day. That's right. Number 3. She studies 11 subjects including PE, music and art. What do you think? 11 subjects. They were mentioned, yes, but you're right, it's false. So she actually does not have time for non-academic subjects for PE, music and art. Okay, sentence number 4. She wants to study English abroad. This one is simple. Yes, you're right. It's true. Number 5. She always goes to bed before midnight. What do you think? Yes, you're right. This one is false. She carries on working, studying, sometimes even until 1 or 2 a.m. Okay. You've probably noticed that there are a lot of highlighted phrases in this text, written in red and underlined and stuff, and all of them are related to phrases with get. So for today we're going to discuss more some phrasal verbs with get. There are many phrasal verbs with get, and we are going to focus on, let's say, 10 or 20 of them. Okay, so let's start. The first part that we are going to discuss actually are the phrasal verbs with get that we discussed last time and that you worked on for your homework. So let's just check it quickly and revise the phrases. Get a tattoo, get nervous, get rid of something, which is just to remind you to remove something or somebody from your life. You can also get rid of somebody, not just something. Get a lot out of something, make use of something or benefit from something. Get ill, which is simple, you know it. And get into trouble. That's also a very familiar one. Okay. And now we're going to focus on the phrasal verbs that are given red in the text. So again, page 61. So these phrasal verbs that you should pay attention to are get up, get on with, meet up with, take off, put on, carry on, and get into. Moving on to exercise 5 in your books, page 61. And your task is to replace the underlined words and phrases in the questions with the correct form of the phrasal verbs in red in the text. These are the phrasal verbs that I've just read to you, in case that if you have books that are not original, so that you can know which ones we are referring to now. So, let's take a minute. Take a look. What time does Jimin get out of bed? So you should replace get out of bed with some of the phrases that we've just read. What time does Jimin get up? Number 2, is she friendly with all her classmates? So, is she friendly with? To be friendly with somebody. Does she get on with all her classmates? To be friendly with somebody, to get on. Slagati se. Okay? Number 3, why doesn't she see her classmates outside school? We should replace see. Why doesn't she meet up with her classmates outside school? So to see someone, usually your friends, classmates, relatives, to meet up with. Number 4, what does she remove and what does she start wearing when she gets to school? To remove clothes or to start wearing. Again, it refers to different items of clothing. To remove is to take off, and to start wearing, what does she put on? So for example, you put your hat on and you take your shoes off. Okay, number 5, does she often continue studying after midnight? Does she often, instead of continue, we can use carry on studying after midnight. What does she have to do to get a place at university? What does she have to do to get a place at university, to get into university. And now it's time to set up the first homework for today. It's in your books, Word Store 5A, exercise 7. It's page 11 at the end of your books. And the task is to complete the sentences in your notebook with the correct form of the phrases with get that we've just discussed, the ones that are given in red in the text. Well done! And if you're not really familiar with all the phrases from the text, we're going to check some of them. It's Word Store 5B, and I'll provide the answers and maybe some translation if necessary. These phrases are actually the underlined words and phrases in the text. Classmate is a person from your class. Necessary, compulsory, pay attention, this one is very important, compulsory, obavezan, predmet u školi recimo. Number 3, busy and tiring. What's busy and tiring? Demanding, or American English pronunciation, demanding. Zahtjevan, demanding job, demanding subject, demanding work. Number 4, study something for a short period, do a course in English, in maths, etc. A subject, for example English, study a subject, you say, do a subject, I'm doing English. To stop doing a subject, you just say, I dropped English, meaning I don't study it anymore. To memorize, learn something by heart. To be successful in an exam, to pass an exam, to prepare for an exam, to revise for an exam, ponavljati, and to miss a lesson, you know this one, skip a lesson, pobjeći sa časa. Okay. There's one more group of phrasal verbs with get that we should work on, and these are highlighted in the text. Get home, get to school, get late, get tired, get a job, get good marks. If you have copies of the original books, highlight them somehow so that we can work on them. So it's important to say now that verb get can have different meaning depending on the phrase or preposition that follows it. Word Store 5C, exercise 11, we should discuss the 3 groups of phrases with get. The first one, get plus adjective or past participle, and then the phrase has meaning become, like get better, get plus adjective, get cold, get dark, get ready, get late, and the one from the text, get tired. Okay? The second group, get plus noun, has the meaning obtain or receive, dobiti. Get a present, get a reply, get a text message. What else? Get a good job, get good marks or bad marks. Okay? And the third group, get to plus noun, it has the meaning arrive, stići, get there, get to London, get to work, get to the station, or in the text, get to school and get home. Okay. As you can see, there are numerous phrases with get. I've provided a chart for you so that you can find some more examples of these phrases in your free time. And now it's time to set up another homework since you have a weekend ahead of you. Homework number 2. Word Store 5B, exercise 8. It's page 11 at the end of your books. So, listen to an interview with Benny, a Finnish student, and write 3 ways in which Benny and Jimin's school days are similar, and 4 ways in which they are different. Okay, so 3 sentences plus 4 sentences. Listen very carefully.
CD2. Track 31. Schools in Finland get the best results in the world in science and a second in maths and reading. We've come to Helsinki to find out what's so special about schools here. Benny is a pupil at a typical secondary school. Benny, do you mind if we ask you a few questions about your typical school day?
No, that's fine.
How does your day begin?
I walk to school. It's not far, just 15 minutes from my house. When I get to school, I take off my trainers and I walk around in my socks.
In your socks? Do you wear a uniform at school?
No, we wear informal clothes. It's quite relaxed at school. We don't have to call our teachers Mr. or Mrs. We can use their first names if we want to. It's optional.
Oh, that's very informal.
Yes, but nobody skips lessons because we have a good time at school. The school day is about 6 hours long, and we do all the usual academic subjects. But we also do a lot of music, art, and PE.
Do you have a lot of homework?
Yes, quite a lot. I get home at about 4 p.m., and I do my homework straight away, because I like to watch television after dinner.
Do you know what you want to do when you leave school?
Yes, I want to do art history at Columbia University in New York.
Well, thanks, Benny. Good luck with your studies. I must say, your English is amazing.
Thanks. That's because the films we watch on TV are in the original version. It's a great way for me to improve my foreign languages.
Thank you. Stay healthy.